Right, so welcome everyone. We are here for the season finale of season 5 and of Journeyman League, of course. It's the final round here in Monaco. And today I have the privilege to be watching one of what should be one of the best title deciders of all time. We got Joporsche leading the standings by only 7 points from Tomatoes, and then I think we got Game on Goose 14 points behind. So it's close. It's close between a lot of drivers. Technically, I think 7 drivers could still mathematically win, but I think the main focus is on Joe Porsche and Tomatoes. Those two are the ones with a much more realistic chance of winning. Like they are so close that if Tomatoes wins, Joe Porsche needs to be second. He cannot be third. Even with the fastest lap, they would be tied on points, but Tomatoes would win on the tiebreaker because he would have 3 wins that way. So yeah, it's really close between those two drivers, and I think it's gonna be interesting. You can see Tomatoes is getting the Tomatoes on the pole position. Jopors is right there, and you can see also Goose also up there in the qualifying. So this is really interesting, and let's see who's gonna take that pole position right in the end. Let's see, Dino, go. And looks like they're not going to improve. So yeah, a lot of people not improving on the third lap, but here we go now. It's Tomato starting on pole position with a lap of 23.53, then just 1/10 behind is going to be Joe Porsche. Then right behind him, it's Charles JT in third place. Then we got Kim on Goose as well. Before we got Mr. Crunk, it's the Canadian counterpart there with Juan P6. Then we got Kyler and Dino God in row number 4. And then get in on Emma Box to close the top 10. And then we got 4 more drivers. It's Priya Fox, H. Paul Spam, who I think he's doing his debut race, and Masca Briva starting from the back of the grid. There you go, only 1.5 seconds separating the drivers, separating Paul from the last place. But there you go, it's 28 laps, 10% rain. So there we go. Let's see how it's gonna go. We got the title contenders all off the front, so it should be exciting to see how this is gonna go. Remember that Goose is in third place. He has quite a lot of experience with this track. He might do something here. Right, Goose ready up. Alright, so we're gonna have a cloudy start, so let's see how that will let's change the strategy or effect to the driver's tires. And there he goes now. We are racing in Monaco. It's Tomato starting at front already, trying to close up the door, but Joe Poss, can he make the move there? You can see also Charge JT tried to move there, but it didn't work that well. You know, it's Joe Porsche and Tomatoes going side by side with each other. They both got a clean start, I would say. Then Charge JT is just falling behind, so it's the two title contenders right at the front, and the big crash there. As you can see now, I don't know what's happening, but I see Joe Porsche having some lag and he's losing quite a lot of position. This might be really disaster for him. You can see his Tomatoes in second place, and I think in a good position to win the title at the moment. There he goes, he's trying to go to the lead, and there he goes, and passing Charge on the outside, but Joe Porsche is up into third place. So this is really interesting. It's Tomatoes is winning by just 1 point, I would say, at the moment. Or they are tied, but now Rain is gonna get announced. You can see, oh, Charge JT gonna hit the wall. And Jopors is now up to second place. It might really help him a lot. As you can see now, Game on Goose is staying out at the front. He's not gonna pit right now, and I think this makes a lot of sense because it's a really short lap, and I think he might still be able to do this lap with mostly on the wets. But now we got the lag rockets, and why are we having a lag storm? Please. And I think the lag is ending, so there goes somehow. It's Show Porsche right up next to Tomatoes. As the rain is about to end already. So this is interesting. You can see, oh, there goes Game on Goose. He's changing his tires. And he's changing to dry tires. That's the crucial part. He's gonna struggle a little bit right now, but let's see. He's gonna have to let his compatriot pass there. Now we see Joan, Carino, Kader very close to each other. It's really big pack here. But at the front is Show Porsche crucially leading, and then Tomatoes is right next to him. But although he's not getting the slipstream, but he's still very close. But now we're gonna make a mistake, so things are really looking good for Joe Porsche right now. So yeah, you can see already some switch ups. Just all of this in just 5 laps. But now I'm very curious to see Skim on Goose. He might be leading, I think, when everyone else pits. And I think they are gonna do it on this lap. You see, there he goes, the joporsche and Tomatoes, Kader and Charge now. Oh my god, Kader pushing Charge into the pits. But there he goes now. Carino is staying out, but there he goes now. His teammates, Game on Goose, will Carino let him pass? I think he should, because yeah, those wets, he doesn't have any grip. So there he goes, Goose is leading the race at the front, and you got joporsche in second place. Then you got the medium tire drivers, Tomatoes and Kader. Oh my god, Kader just pushing Tomatoes out into the wall, and now Tomatoes down into P5. He's just going backwards, but can he make the move back? And he can. There he goes. He's answering against the Colombian there. Really big battle, as you see. Also, Charge just trying to come back. In the meantime, it's like Carino going to the pits once again. And just like in the first race, he's having some confusion with the rain. Maybe he doesn't understand well exactly how it works or how to change the tires. But I can see he knows how to change the tires, but he didn't know exactly when he should pit back to the dries. And he lost a lot of positions, of course, to do, as he had to do that extra lap on the wets. And yeah, right now we see Tomatoes and Kader with a really big battle for third place. But Tomatoes, this is not where he wants to be. He wants to be more up there. He wants to pass joporsche, and ideally he should have to win the race. But right now joporsche is in a really good situation to win the title. As you can see, he's about to catch up to Game on Goose, who has older hard tires. So this is really big for him, as we see Tomatoes going a little bit wide, and I think pressure is really starting to get to him. Maybe with frustration as well, but let's see how can he counter attack, as he has Skyler right behind, and he got Charge there in third, and yet another like rocket. This is not ideal. And okay, seems like to be ending.
What do you reckon is going to be joporsche's strategy here compared to Goose?
Yeah, that's actually an interesting question. Need to remember when they. Oh my god. The like storm. Ah, seriously. Oh my god, this is not ending. Yeah, someone's gonna get kicked if this goes too down, but.
Ooh,
Alright,
and suddenly Joe is in front of Goose.
Yeah, you can see he managed to make the overtake, I guess, during the last turn, but I think he was already in a good position to pass him either way. But yeah, looking at the strategy, I don't really know what his joporsche thinking about, but I feel like he might just go for softs. I think, yeah, that's because I think if he goes for the hards, it might be big of a stretch, so I can see him maybe trying just softs or maybe mediums. I think he's gonna have to pit 2 more times, I feel like. So yeah, let's see. Tomatoes on the mediums, he might try and save a pit stop. But I don't know, things might go really differently. But as you can see, Goose has got to lead off the race on the hards. And this might help Tomatoes a little bit if he can just compose himself and not battle Kader too much, as you can see. I think these two drivers should really work as a team to try and catch up to the top two. As you can see, oh my god, yet another. Yeah, I think we should have kicked either Perry or Hammer box. Like, Jesus Christ, this is not looking good. But yeah.
Yeah, and most of the battles seem to have calmed down and some gaps created.
And yeah, it's all, I think so far, looking good for joporsche, that's for sure. In second place, Goose would need quite some disasters from joporsche and Tomatoes in order to win. But with joporsche in second place is not enough for the title for Goose.
Joe is pitting now, and Goose is still ahead now.
Yeah, actually, no, I can't see maybe joporsche. Is he going for the hearts? Oh, there he goes. Yeah, actually, yeah, these races are not that long, so you can see joporsche now going for the hard tires, and yeah, that's gonna be strategy.
Yeah, so the pressure now will be on Goose in the next couple laps.
Yeah, I guess Goose might try and go for mediums, because he can still go a little bit longer on those tires. Now, the only thing that can save, I think, Tomatoes is its rain, I would say. Yeah, I think it's the only thing that Tomatoes should really hope right now is that the rain will just come before joporsche catches up to him, because currently things are not really looking good, as he has Kader right behind, right ahead of him, and it's not going to be easy to pass him. And now Kader goes to the pits and Tomatoes going for an overcut. So as you can see, he doesn't seem to be totally comfortable with the track. He has made some mistakes. You see now Goose going for the hearts as well, with 11 laps to go. I feel like that's a mistake. I would say he could have gone for softs on that point. Let's see, and another. Too many lag storms. Oh my god. Alright, so there goes Shards now going to the pitch. Tomatoes as well.
Oh, and
There goes
Carino.
Tomatoes going for the softs. Yeah, Tomato strategy certainly makes a lot of sense now. You can see who is gonna have to pass Kyler, but yeah, I would say Tomatoes really needs to pass the Colombia, otherwise it's gonna be really hard. He really needs to do a really big of a charge, but yeah, Kyler is not really doing any favors, and not even to himself, I would say. Battling someone on softs right now wouldn't be the best of strategies. Because they could still potentially battle for the top 2, but they've been battling a lot. Ooh, and now I can see big crash there. Maybe Kyler got pushed into the walls, but it's one of those things. He just has so much ping that it's really hard to predict where he is. Or where you are on his screen, that's the bigger question. But yeah, now Tomatoes really needs to compose himself to try and fight for what's still left. And yeah, you see Porsche in front, Goose should be really close to him. So we still got a very interesting fight for the win. As you can see, oh my god, Pri is lagging a lot. I think she's the problem. Yeah, maybe I'll tell Pri. Alright, tell Pri that she's lagging. Alright, so looking at the front, yeah, it's still joporsche leading the way, but you can see Goose is really trying to catch up at the front. And these two drivers are really close to each other.
Yeah, I guess Goose does have the newer tires, so he might have a small advantage. Oh, and I think he's gotten into Joe's slipstream.
Yeah, there he goes. You might see finally a battle for the lead in the end. With Tomatoes also trying to catch up to those two drivers, but it might be really hard. But it's maybe, I don't know, it might not be totally over. Because you look at the gap between Tomatoes and Game on Goose. This is actually starting to shake up things a little bit, because imagine if Tomatoes somehow managed to pass these two drivers and then Goose gets up to second place. This is big. If I'm not wrong, we get 30 points for the win. We get 25 for second, and then 22 for the third place. And the gap between Tomatoes and joporsche, it's 7 points. So Tomatoes, I think, would have won at this point, because I'm not sure if someone is going to challenge for the fastest lap at the front. I think it's going to be from Shards JT. He got the 23.6. So yeah, things are really getting interesting. Because if Game on Goose and joporsche battle too much, Tomatoes might have a chance still.
Yeah,
So
and
it's really all
Kader made some mistakes and let Charge JT kind of run away from him, way beyond slipstream range.
Yeah, and it's really getting close right now. Now another leg storm. Oh, come on. Please no.
And suddenly Goose is ahead.
Yeah, look, Goose is leading the way. Let's see, Tomatoes is getting really close to him. I think things are really started getting tense. Let's see if those shots from Tomatoes have the speed to pass the top two drivers. Because you know, joporsche with a bit of a mistake, I think. And yeah, it looks like Tomatoes really getting close now. Imagine how things would have been if he didn't battle Keller too much or didn't lost too much time with him. So it's getting close. It's all about this right now. Let's see it, yet another last storm. Yeah, Priya should have been racing today, I'll be honest. She was lagging a lot when they were lapping them, but either way, keeping up the race. You can see Game on Goose still leading, just 2 laps to go. Only 2 laps to settle this.
Yeah, and I think here we can see the advantage of Goose's pit strategy, because his tires are much better than Joe's.
Yeah, and he should be able to take the win for this race, which I think would be special for him. But in the meantime, looks like Tomatoes is not really managing to put himself close enough. He's now making mistakes, and I think he felt a lot of pressure in the end, and I think he's not just being able to deal with that. You can see now just crashing to the walls, and he started to give it up, I think. So, joporsche, I think he's really looking well now for the title. But he did look pretty close, not gonna lie. Tomatoes at some point did feel like he could have won the race, but now you can see Game on Goose leading the way now, making the final 2 corners. And here he goes, Game on Goose is gonna take the win here in the Monaco Grand Prix, but joporsche is gonna be your Season 5 World Champion of Journeyman League. And big congratulations to the Frenchman, as Tomato's gonna finish in third place, completing the podium. Then we got Charge, then Kader. I think Carino's gonna finish in P6. And then Mr. Crunk gonna be in P7. Joanne's gonna be in P8. Then we got Emma Box. Then Priya and Masca Rivas. Yeah, you can see those two bulls. Probably who's gonna get that P10? I think this is for the top 10 finish. Like Priya is gonna get it. We got Human Goose, but yeah, Dino Gods gonna finish. Then oh my god, people are just going to the pits. Please not do that, Goose. But here you go, Joe Porsche is your champion of this season, and big congratulations to him. I believe he should be banned from GL. I believe it's the champion that graduates to the next league. But right, so I can see Joe Game on Goose takes the win of the race. Really nicely done, good strategy from him. As we see Joe Porsche, Joe Porsche doing more than enough for the title, taking second place. So he becomes a champion without even getting any wins. He got 3 podiums, but he didn't got any wins this season. But Tomato's gonna be further and he's gonna get, I think, even further from the standings, because I believe Goose gaining 8 points from him is gonna be ahead by 1 point. So Goose takes second place on the standings. Then you got Charge JT finishing P4 with the fastest lap. Then you got Keller finishing in the top 5, just ahead of then Carino, 7 seconds behind. And 4 seconds behind is going to be Krang. Then you got also Joan quite isolated. Then Emma Box in P9. Then Maskas finishing in the top 10, very close to Priya. Then you got Tino Cod finishing P12. Then you got Fox and Ish Post Spam finishing at the back. So there you go, guys. This was your season 5 from Journeyman League. I hope you guys have liked it, and see you next season.
All right, Joe, can go ahead and come. I see you requested to speak, so I guess you can just join. Joe? Okay, let's go to Goose then.
Oh man,
Wow, Goose,
How about
what a
that?
race.
I was just telling Fox, it only took me 7 seasons and dropping down to 2 different divisions to get my first race win.
How does it feel to do it in Monaco, in a place like Monaco, like the?
Yeah, that's special. 100th race anniversary weekend. That's a good way to start it off.
Yeah, really nice. Do you feel like you were doing the right call when staying out on when it was wet, or was it just the track being small and you decided like there was still time to?
Yeah, when I saw the rain was going away, I had already pit for wets. I thought I was going to be in the lead anyway, and I knew that if I changed to hards, then I could get away with.
I don't think we can hear you. Can you hear him, Nuno?
I can, but it's very low.
Yeah,
Oh, is that better?
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
now it is.
Yeah. Well, I had my mic turned down for the race. Yeah, I knew that if I pitted onto hards when it was still wet, that I could get away with only one more hard set of tires. So it was worth it.
Yeah, it really was. It looked like Joe might have had the upper hand on you because he ended up ahead after you left pits. But in the end, you ended up a few car lengths ahead with better tires.
Yeah. Because with the overcut, I had the better tires at the end, and that's why I was able to win because he didn't have the grip to catch me at the end. That was the difference.
Yeah, and also Tomatoes really getting close at some point, and I feel like we could have really got very.
I was scared when we were battling. When I was battling him, I said, "Oh, I should just be patient and wait for a mistake because the more we battle, the quicker Tomato is gonna catch us."
It's
Yo,
finally working. Sorry.
Hey, Joe.
so hi, Joporsche. Congrats for the title.
Yeah, thank you. Game on, congrats, you got the best strat because you got fresher tires at the end.
It was an amazing race, I would say. Things completely was just changing a little bit, especially on those first 5 laps. Tomatoes, I think at some point was leading, and you were like P4, and that played in favor of Tomatoes. But then, yeah, it really
Yeah, the
then
first lag
things
storm
came to her.
completely killed me. The first lag
Yeah.
storm killed me, and then there was rain, so I managed to catch up.
Yeah, I think it was pretty causing delay because she was lagging a lot as well. So yeah, you gotta be more careful next time, I guess.
Mm.
That's right. I gotta go. There's the F1 race now, so see you guys.